Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. You know, when you talk about iconic classic American cars, things like these right here, I don't really have to say what kind of car it is, the details about the car and things like that. When this car is driving down the road and you're driving along the main cars of today, talk about significantly different. Talk about cars that stick out and say to you, you know, classic styling, what a different time the world was at that time, and how do I get something like that? And even if you don't love cars, when you see this going down the road, you can't help but smile. So as we walk around a car like this, you know, for instance, things like the power plant of this car here. This is the optional 427, and it was the biggest motor available for 1966 in the Corvette. First off, the Corvettes were pretty light. They're in the low 3,000 pound range. And when you talk about putting an engine of this size in there, you talk power that is incredible power to weight ratio. Anyway, love this color, Sunfire yellow. Come on up, let's check at some of the quality. Unfortunately, on the light colored cars, it's hard to see exactly, but this is what I'm talking about when I want you guys to look for a car. You know, you should expect that somebody should do a video for you when you're spending this kind of money on a car. Somebody should be able to show you the detail and what they've gone through to make sure that the paint and things like this are exceptional, and they're very what we call mirror finish. A couple small things that may be important to you, maybe not. Come on up here and I'll show you what those are. Probably one of the only upgrades on the car is this has radial tires on it. We do have a set of the original factory tires on there, and quite honestly, I think a set of red lines on here would look really, really nice. It's just about what this car needs. But these are date-coded knockoff wheels. They're the original ones that came with the car. It's a real sidepipe car. There's no evidence anywhere of the dual exhaust system from the factory. It's also a heater delete car and a radio delete car. Why somebody would do that, I'm not really sure. Maybe this car was sold in Florida at the time, and that's typically why you might get something like that. But on top of that, I mean, it's just kind of what makes it, the 427 makes it rare. The fact that the 427 is a matching numbers engine makes it rare. The transmission is matching numbers. The rear end is matching numbers. Original Sunfire yellow car. So it's just a cool piece of history. These are the kind of cars too that I feel, you know, it's opinion of course, but I feel like these are the cars that appreciate the fastest. These are the ones that become more valuable over time, and that's how you end up with this stuff. Cool knockoffs. Anyway, let's take a peek under the hood for a minute because, you know, this is the legendary engine. You know, the 427 engine that's in the Corvette is just magnificent. Makes a lot of power. Matter of fact, this one here has been dynoed. It's been dynoed at 320 horsepower at the rear wheels. Definitely there, 425 horsepower. I'll call that was there, and this makes really, really good power. So some of the things that make it even a nicer car are things like the tower clamps. You know, the restoration that's done on the car, the bolts and the way they're marked. Nothing's really been modified in here. The Corvette braking system is there. It's got a battery topper over there. It's just nicely detailed inside here. Looks to be all original pieces inside the car. Just a nice, very original driving car. And it's not priced at you know, $100,000 for a big block Corvette. All right, let's take a walk around a little bit more. Great styling in the rear here. This right here, I love these taillights. And look at the way this car comes back. Great bumpers, trim, a gas cap filler right here. Beautiful pieces. Convertible top. Got the black soft top, which looks very nice, with the vinyl windows. You know, there's just enough color in the car to break it up just a little bit. Check out the storage though you get back here. You know, there's storage underneath here. Okay, it's got the jack in there, the original lead hammer for knocking off the knockoffs. Okay, let's take a peek inside for a second. Okay, this does look a little bit different inside the typical Corvettes that we have here, and the reason why is because it's the first one we've ever had with the factory radio delete and heater delete. They must have liked the styling of this here. And you can clearly tell when cars are like that and they're not just aftermarket items, is because they're missing some parts in there that would have come from the factory and there's no markings that they would be there. Gauges are all nicely restored. Even, this is a good sign when the clock works, because typically they didn't work when they were new, and definitely not 40 years later. Original seat belts. It's kind of nice. Check out the logo on them. You know, the one thing people don't always know is that these are four-wheel disc brakes on these cars. Independent rear suspension, so you have four-wheel independent suspension for great handling and a great ride, especially for the short wheelbase that a Corvette has. Great steering wheel, full gauges, the 160 mile-an-hour speedometer and 7,000 RPM tach. Just nicely done. Just a great car to go for a cruise in, man. This is an awesome car too, to go away for a weekend because you got some room to throw some luggage back there. Pretty easy to get to. And nicely restored. And you're also talking about the matching numbers. You're talking about, you know, real cars that are the real deal, not cobbled together, and nicely done. Enough of the talk about the style and the history and the matching numbers and all that stuff, because really all that's great. That's really just the bonus. Because what really matters is, what does this thing, big block Corvette, sound like? Check this out. You know, in closing up, the truth is I don't really need to say much about this car. This is a great looking car. It drives well, it's matching. This is what you call investment grade, because these are the cars that continue to appreciate over time. And if you can find a way to get this into your garage, it is an awesome, awesome piece, and it sounds and drives just as great. Call us 301-816-1000 and we'll tell you all about it.